your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast show. I am your host, Mashuma Saba, and welcome to our podcast. Tonight we're going to discuss women's boxing and the heated discussion of CLARESSA Shields versus LAILA Ali. Let's discuss this legacy, money, and why now. So stay tuned to the show, Coffee Talk Podcast. How y'all doing tonight, y'all? I feel like there's an echo. Let me know if there's an echo on your end. But how y'all doing tonight? This is Coffee Talk Podcast, as stated, and I am your host, Mashuma Saba. If you've been rocking with us for some years now, we just like to say thank you. We are back. This is our first episode of 2025. And I'm just happy to be here, man. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Thank you for the applause. Yeah, it's been a minute. We took a hiatus. It was about 8 months or so. We did have a few little gems that we dropped in 2025. I think it was 1 or 2 videos we did do. We have that archived if you ever want to go back and check those out. But we're happy, man. We're ready to get on schedule. We have a few things that we do, a little bit more maintenance we want to do. But hey, man, we're happy to be here with y'all. Y'all stood the testament. Y'all stood there for us. A lot of you people, man, y'all would see me out in the streets, man, and y'all would roll up on me. Y'all would ask me, hey, man, what's up with Coffee Talk Podcast? You know, can I be on the show? When's the show going to start up? You know, continue doing what you're doing. So I really appreciate that. You know what I mean? I really appreciate that. We're going to talk about that tonight as we get into our show, too. What's been going on as far as the Coffee Talk Podcast brand. And, again, man, we're going to definitely dive right on in there. So tonight, if this is your first time tuning into the show, we never start our show without giving you what we call the flavor. Now, flavor just could be something that is of health. You know what I'm saying? Whether that be a drink, some mental maintenance, or just sharing some knowledge. So that's what flavor is for us. And then we also like to drop the wise words. Now, wise words are attributes. They are also just wise words that are shared by our people, our ancestors, whether those are doctors, lawyers, scholars, authors, poets, whatever. We like to go ahead and bring you that and give you some of their wise words for motivation. So that's what we here to do, or that's what we do here at Coffee Talk Podcast. And I just want to kind of get you up to date. You know how we do it. All right, so tonight's flavor. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second to get the flavor together. All right, so tonight's flavor is mango. That's right, mango. Why mangoes? Why mangoes? Well, mango fruit. If we do a mango smoothie, we can just go ahead and get us some mango fruit, some almond milk, and some honey. But why mangoes, though? Well, some of the benefits that come with eating mango is that it has a rich nutrients such as, the vitamin C, which affects your immune system and then improves the digestive system. It does have fiber, potassium, antioxidants, and it helps with the skin. It provides vitamin A and C, which also helps enhance eye health. So that's why we're choosing mango. So tonight, whatever you sipping on, I'm going to go ahead and grab me a mango fruit with the almond milk and the honey. What about you? Let me know what you sipping on tonight. Go ahead and put that in the comments. Whether you sipping on some water, some wine, a beer, a smoothie, whatever it is that you sipping on. Go ahead and put that in the comments and let us know that you are here at Coffee Talk Podcast and you got the flavor. All right, let's go ahead and move over to the wise words. And I'll tell you this, man, before we jump into the wise words, man, it's like getting on a bike again, y'all. It's been 8 months since I last did the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we did do 2 shows, but you start to lose rhythm. So I'm happy to and encouraged to be getting ready to get back into the flow of things, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to bring you great content. I'm happy to bring you some good guests that's going to be stopping through. And, you know, I'm definitely happy to have influence on the culture and our babies, man. You know, get them in the right situation mentally where they can be seeing some positive things along these social media freeways, I like to call it, you know, because you're constantly seeing things zip by when it comes to the social media, man. And you want to make sure you're getting positive stuff because it's bombarded with nothing but negativity. So that's why we created Coffee Talk Podcast, just for people like you, a little bit of something for everybody. All right, so tonight's wise words come from an actress that has been in a lot of movies. One of them, Black Panther. And that's the most recent one I had seen of her. I know she's done more work. Of course, she's a legend. But this woman comes to mind because I know all the things she had to endure with being a Black actress. You know, she's not the typical light skin that Hollywood portrays all the time, but this is a dark-skinned sister. She's one of ours. She's definitely one of ours. Great actress, and she goes by the name of Viola Davis. I know y'all have heard of Viola Davis. Like I said, the last movie I've seen her in, I know she's done more, so that's not a disrespect to her. But Black Panther, I loved her in it. I think there was a sequel or something where she played that same character in a women's army. You know what I mean? But Viola Davis said this for today's wise words. She stated, "I knew my life would be a fight. And I realized this. I had it in me." We're going to read that again. The actress, Viola Davis, wise words is this. I knew my life would be a fight. And I realized this. I had it in me. But what Viola Davis is saying in that piece there, y'all, thank you for the applause. But what Viola Davis is saying is that along this journey that we live, you're going to go through a lot of adversity. You know, you're going to have your ups, your downs. You know, there's going to be days when you feel like you can't get through it. And that was one of the reasons why I felt encouraged tonight to go ahead and use Viola Davis's great quote to just let people know that, man, you're going to go through some ups and downs. You have to know that. If you don't know that, I'm telling you now, you're going to go through some trials and tribulations. That's all a part of life. And once you know that, some of us call that doing the knowledge to it. But once you know that, you in for it. You in for the fight because you wasn't created to be weak. And yes, we believe in you here at Coffee Talk Podcast. Viola Davis, dark-skinned sister. You know what I mean? A lot of people would have canceled her out. I'm sure she could tell you how many times she's been called ugly or things like that. And she's beautiful, by the way. But she realized this early, that it would be difficult for her to go on and accept those challenges, but she did. She rose above those challenges that she had to endure to be a great actress such as Meryl Streep, One time, Viola Davis said she wants to be paid just like Meryl Streep, a European actress legend in Hollywood. So never give up through your trials and tribulations that you may be going through. Those too shall pass. But you got to be made for it. You got to be ready. You got to be strong enough to know that when it comes, you can overcome it. So that's what that quote meant to me when I heard that. So let me know what y'all think by leaving a note or in the chat box or whatever, how you feel about Viola Davis's quote. I will read it again one last time for our viewers and our listeners. But Viola Davis's wise words was this: I knew my life would be a fight, and I realized this. I had it in me. She had it in her. She was ready to go. No doubt, man. Let us know how we doing here at Coffee Talk Podcast. We are so happy to be back. You know what I mean? Now, let me just tell you a little bit about Coffee Talk Podcast before we go into our next segment. We are a cultural variety podcast show. That's right. We're a cultural variety podcast show. And what we like to do is we like to appear 3 times a week to give you the flavor. On Sunday, Monday, alternate weeks, we like to bring you what we call Cultural Studies Night. So what that means is we're going to be giving you a little bit of everything because our culture is so broad. So you may hear some poetry, some spoken word. You might hear me read a chapter from out of a book to y'all to provide inspiration and motivation. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we like to do. We like to give our props to our people. And that's what we do on Cultural Studies Night on Sunday and Mondays. On Wednesday, and some days it might slip into Thursday, we call that our Coffee Talk Sports Wednesday. Again, some days it might slip into Thursday. But what we do on those nights is we like to go ahead and give you stories about sports. We like to talk about sports, man. And we don't really care about who won or lost a game. We like to go ahead and give you the different intricacies that goes on behind the scenes of sports when it comes to our people. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that you are tuning in on Wednesday nights. You know, you might not want to do the heavy stuff on Monday, Sunday, Mondays, Cultural Studies nights, and some nights you may want to. But on Wednesday, if you're a sport dude, make sure you stop in on Wednesday nights while we give you the flavor of the sports. Of course, Friday, Saturday night, if you don't feel like going out, or maybe if you do go out and you're just into your phone or whatever, make sure you stop by again and check us out on Friday, Saturday, alternate weeks, where we have Grown Folks Social Hour. That's right. That's where, you know how you've been out socializing and you've been around people and y'all was having great conversation, laughter, and the whole nine. Well, that's what Grown Folks Social Hour is all about. You know what I'm saying? So you want to come, let your hair down, have fun, speak to some intellectual brothers that may come through, speak to some intellectual sisters that may come through, because conscious is beautiful. And let's have a good time, laugh and talk shit. You know how we do here at Coffee Talk Podcast. Indeed. Can y'all tell I'm happy to be back? I am happy to be back, man. I missed y'all, man. But we're going to go ahead and keep enlightening you, keep giving you good topics of discussion here at Coffee Talk Podcast like no other. Let's go ahead and get right into it, shall we? All right. So here's what I want to discuss tonight, man. I want to discuss this hype that's coming along in women's boxing. That's right. And now listen, I would have saved this topic for Wednesday night sports. But because it is Monday and this is a cultural studies night, some of the points, the key points that I'm going to point out happen to do with just our culture, man, and how this plays into it. So I definitely wanted to just share that tonight. So that's what we're going to do. We're about to talk about LAILA Ali. The great LAILA Ali. If you don't know who LAILA Ali is, she is Muhammad Ali's daughter. former boxer. Let me just go ahead and talk about LAILA for a minute. You know what I mean? Let me just go ahead and talk about LAILA just for a minute here. But LAILA Ali, whew, I have to pause sometimes when I say her name because to me, she feels like the Felicia Rashad of boxing. You know what I'm talking about, man? I'm serious, and I'm not saying in a bad way. I'm saying it as, as a young man, me coming up, man, Felicia Rashad, even to this day, in her elder years, is one of the most beautifulest women I've ever seen. And so is LAILA Ali. You know what I'm talking about? No doubt. So, LAILA Ali is beautiful. But anyway, let me go ahead and move forward and talk about this fight. LAILA Ali was born December 30th, 1977. She's held the titles in the International Women's Boxing Federation, light heavyweight champion, the WBC Women's Boxing Coalition, the Women's International Boxing Association champ, the International Women's Boxing Federation champ, and of course the IBF super middleweight titles. Man, she done had the 5 different belts through the fight game, through her career in the fight game. She's fought from 1999 through 2007. Now I know some of you youngsters out here that are new or that love women's boxing or never even heard about her or feel like she's old. And I don't even want to say she's old. She's 47 years old. Her last fight was in 2007. And I have to point that out because that is going to be one of my key points momentarily here. But she's a legend. She's a legend. LAILA Ali, actually, her last fight was February 3rd, 2007. And she finished her career with 21 wins, no losses, 21 knockouts, and 3 decisions. So, like I said, man, she's Muhammad Ali's daughter. She knows how to throw them things. You know what I'm saying? She knows how to throw them things. No doubt. No doubt. As pretty as she is, man, she knows how to throw them things. And so that's LAILA, man. And she's getting caught out right now, Or let me make sure that I'm telling the story right. Back in the days, they both was asked at different parts of or at different times on the breakfast show. Big shout out to them that who would win in a fight between LAILA Ali and Claressa Shields. Now, Claressa Shields, before I go into discussion, let me go ahead and tell you about her accomplishments because she does have a lot of accomplishments. She goes by the GWOAT, which is an abbreviation known as the greatest woman of all time. Claressa Shields feels that she is the greatest female boxer of all time, and currently she's 30 years old. You know what I mean? She was born March 17th, 1995, out of Flint, Michigan. What up, dog? What up, dog? Had to get that in there. But yeah, Claressa Shields, man, she's a multiple world champion in 5 different weight classes. She's the face of women's boxing, and she's currently dating Papoose. So that just gives you a little bit of information. So if you can't put picture to name, that's the latest girlfriend of Papoose, who formerly used to go out with Remy Ma, rapper from Terror Squad, with Fat Joe and them. You know what I mean? Claressa Shields, by the way, has a 16-0 record. She had 16 wins, no loss, 3 knockouts. I seen the girl, man. She's definitely the real deal. She holds titles in the IBF heavyweight division, the WBC heavyweight division, the WBF heavyweight division, the WBF middle superweight division, and the WBO. So she got 5 belts, man. She's 16-0. Claressa also has a fight coming up against a female boxer by the name of Lanny Daniels, which is scheduled for July 26th in Michigan. and I think y'all might be able to catch that on Dazzin. Don't hold me there, but I believe that is where you will be able to see that fight coming up. Make sure you check that out. But okay, so going back to my story, you know, Claressa Shields was asked about Laila Ali, and Carissa always looked up to Laila Ali. Again, Laila Ali is also the face of boxing, of women's boxing. Again, she's the daughter of Muhammad Ali, and she's just oh man, she's fine. She's definitely fine. And she was the face of the boxing. But there was a segment also on the Breakfast Club where Laila Ali was asked, would she fight Claressa Shields? And she said, yeah. And she said some things, that boxers do to entice a fight. And Claressa Shields now wants to fight Laila Ali. One of my issues with that is age. Laila Ali is 47 years old, whereas Claressa Shields is 30 years old. That's a 17-year age difference, And I get it that both of them are athletes, and you go into sport to be the best. I totally understand that. I get it. But what I'm bothered by is just these three things. Number one, legacy. And I'm going to explain why in a moment. Them two fighting each other, one fighter being 30, the other one being 47. What does it prove? Yes. Does it bring more attention to women's boxing? Absolutely. Did the quote Claressa Shields already uplifted and bringing more people to women's boxing? Absolutely. It's growing. But one of the things that I have a problem with, if we're going to speak legacy, is why fight, ladies? There's just some things that I like to keep intact or close to heart, and this would be one of them. I don't like to see our upcoming youth take on one of our legends or one of our people that work so hard to get in their position. Now, maybe Laila Ali will win the fight. Maybe not. But why risk damaging y'all's legacy? I can see if this was even, 8 years ago. But right now, Laila Ali, you haven't had a fight since 2007. That was in South Africa. Knocked the girl out in the first round. I don't even know what the person's name was. Don't need to know. They got dropped in the first round. Hey. But Laila, and I'm sure Laila works out. I last time I heard from her, she was having a baby and then getting it back together. And what I do know about the fight game, though, is that when you are away from anything you do, even me being away from podcasting for a little while, we got to relearn some things. We're not in that stride. So, we got to work our way back up again. Like if you get on a bicycle, you ain't rode a bike in so long. And now you got these new bikes out here, these electric bikes where you can pedal halfway and then turn the bike on and drive the rest of the way home. You know what I mean? You got to relearn these things. You got to relearn how to pedal, ride a bike again. Young people know how to do it. But yeah, so, I'm just a little bit cautious about that fight, man. I don't even want to see it personally because I always feel like, why do our top people, our heroes always got to go at one another, this Rocky theme. And in men's boxing, I totally get it. And I don't want to come off like I'm a male chauvinist about it because I'm not even looking at it from the sports content. I'm looking at it as, Carissa, go ahead and be great, queen. You already great. You got a Melissa Bumgardner out there that's been calling you out. You know, and I personally don't hate on me, uh, Melissa. I believe that's your name, Bumgardner. You know, I like your fight game. But I got Layla in that fight. I mean, I got Claressa Shields in that fight. But I don't want to see Claressa at 30 years old fight Layla Ali. It's a 17-year difference. Now, there has been some money offered. They went to Layla Ali and they asked her, would she ever consider getting back in the ring? And Layla Ali's reply was that, you know, to see her fight again at 47 years old and to fight a young Claressa Shields, she would need at least $15 to $20 million. And I believe that that's well deserved. I'm not going to count nobody's money or interrupt anyone when they trying to get their money, but I believe in integrity. I believe in character. And the only thing that I could think of why Layla Ali would take that fight, if it's going to be based on money, then I believe she's going out of the character. But who am I? She's an athlete. Athletes like to be challenged. But for me, and her legacy in the sport already cemented, and again, she's beautiful. I just don't want to see her get in the ring, man. Whether, you know, I don't want to see that from her. I would love to see her do commentary in women's boxing. I think she's great for it. But I don't want to see her at 47 years old fight somebody like Claressa Shields, who, again, is a dog, man. She's a dog out there. And I'm not saying that in no other way other than, man, she really gets it in boxing. You know, she's an Olympic champion, past Olympic champion. She holds all the belts right now. She wants all the smoke, you know. But I don't believe this. I don't believe Claressa, $15 million is not really worth it to go out there and you know, beat up on a legend. You know, we want to keep our legends intact. And so will it be a big purse for either one of y'all? Absolutely. And that's why I have to say this cautionly, that, you know, I don't want to stop anybody from getting their bag. But as a fan of both of you, I just feel like, man, then why can't you both be great? You know what I mean? Why can't you both just be great? You know? And yeah, maybe the athletic part in each other's minds could be, I wonder, can I beat that person? That's a natural feeling. I wonder, can I beat that person? You know, but at a 17-year difference, man, it's just not worth it. I don't want to see Layla, who hasn't fought since 2007, come in the ring and just get humiliated. It affects our legacy. And in this day and time, because there's social media everywhere, I don't want that, want that to affect her children or her privacy if she gets lumped up. You know, you kids make memes about people now and all of that stuff. And that's not to discredit Layla Ali, because what if Layla Ali after since 2007 comes into the ring and beats the bricks off of Claressa Shields. You know, Claressa Shields has a great following of boxing fans, but there's haters out there also that would love to see her get beat up. You know, Claressa Shields has that same story as our ancestor tonight with the wise words, which was Viola Davis. Girl from Flint, Michigan, wasn't considered always the cutest girl in the hood. And I'm sure she could tell this story, and she's probably has. She had to do a lot of things to overcome. Not only has she took boxing and expanded, she's done her part. She's great. She is one of the greatest female boxers. She ain't been beat. And she's done so much for the sport. But it would be tragedy if Laila Ali beat her up. What does the image of these two ladies, these two great ladies, give to our young sisters, our young daughters across the world? You know, that it's okay to fight a person 17 years older than you? Are we even talking about the sport anymore? Or is it that we want to pay someone $15 to throw away their legacy to bring forth shame? Are you willing to sell out your legacy for $15 million? Let us know, man. Leave that in the comments. Go ahead and leave it in the comments. We are live here on YouTube, here on Facebook. We are live. I just want to let you know that we are back. This is Coffee Talk Podcast. This is our cultural studies night, but we're talking about sports and culture because this is a serious question to me. When I first heard about them thinking about fighting one another, I was thinking about the ISIS papers. Dr. Francis Cress Wessling has a chapter in there talking about boxing, man. And you definitely should check that out. So anyway, that's our show for tonight. Go ahead and let me know if you would be willing to watch Laila Ali versus Claressa Shields Women Boxing Championship. How do you feel about a young person fighting an older person, 17 years older? How do you feel about the image of these two sisters fighting? Can they just walk away from the 15 million, keep their legacy intact, and be an inspiration to our young sisters that's watching it? Sort of like an example of J. Cole, when J. Cole walked away from the battle between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. You know what I'm saying? I still salute him on that. I really do. That was definitely a chess move. And so go ahead and let me know what your thoughts are. Leave a comment. Make sure that you subscribe, man, wherever you are, to get notifications, whatnot, so that you can check out Coffee Talk Podcast. It's been a great night tonight. Thank you for having me back. And I'm just happy to be back and happy to bring you more content. Yeah, this is Coffee Talk Podcast. You know who it is, man. It's your big uncle, Mashuma Saba M. Saba. And this is the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. Until next time, I'll see y'all soon. Peace.